Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here, Zook Stitch, and today is Saturday, October 17th, 2020. I cannot believe it's mid-October already. This month has zoomed by. Look, I have a new notebook. We filled up the last notebook with my Flosstube notes, so I got a new notebook, which has kitties on it. So I like it. I just wanted to share that. Not that you ever see it, but this is the new notebook. So let's jump into it. I wanted to thank everyone so much for your really kind comments and your excitement with me over the finish of Harbor Haven last week. I'm very excited, and you had such sweet comments, and so many of you have been with me with that piece for the whole time. So we are definitely in this together and feel like it's a huge accomplishment. So thank you. And also thank you for all the really sweet comments about the tree skirt that I showed that my aunt made me. It is such a special piece that I will definitely treasure. And I'm so sorry I didn't write down who said this, and I can't remember now, but somebody suggested having her write out, where she put it together, the year and where she was working on it, and which pieces were my great-grandmother's, and just kind of all that detailed information so that we can keep track of it for years to come. And I thought that was a great idea, and I definitely will ask her to do that. So thank you for all your comments. I wanted to give you an update on this light. So I told you that I was trying to find a good book light to use for stitching. I love my Mighty Bright, but the cord attachment, I've been through 2 of them already, and they don't last very long. I think the second one has lasted me 6 months. So I was on the hunt for a new Stitchy light, and so I showed you this one, and I said I didn't really love it because it's dimmer than my Mighty Bright, but I just wanted to come back and give an update. It's been a couple weeks maybe, and this is the light I use every evening. So apparently I'm adjusting to it just fine. It is dimmer. I mean, it's not so dim that you can't see. It's just I'm used to the Mighty Bright. And I still might buy an extra cord, and somebody has suggested putting, that black electrical tape around where it connects to the plug, and that might help it last longer. It has dropped significantly in price on Amazon. It used to be, the cord for the Mighty Bright used to be like $17. The first one lasted me a year. The second one only lasted me 6 months. That's a good chart or two. So I don't want to be pouring that money in, and it should last longer than that. But so I might get a new one, or I might just get the electrical tape and try to tape up the old one that I have and see if that works. And if not, they're now down to around $10. So I just wanted to update you. I have been using this one. I do like it. It's just not quite as bright, but it's the one I've been using. So my eyes are adjusting. So I wanted to give you that update. And if you want to know, I can send you the link if you want to know this. But there's a lot on the market, and I think they're all pretty good. What I like about this one is it doesn't run on batteries, and you don't have to have it plugged in to get the light. It's charged by USB. Which I like. And I do end up charging it every evening when I'm done stitching. So it will last me, it lasts me a good chunk of time. Last night I had like a 5-hour stitching session, and it lasted. I mean, I did charge it afterwards, and it was down. The other nice thing about it, can you see it will tell you how low the light is getting. So it was down to 1 light, but I didn't really notice it getting dimmer. So I do like it. Okay, that's the update on that. Next, last week I showed a bunch of the linens that I had purchased from 123 Stitch to test out what new linen I want to stitch on for Narnia. And a few of you suggested, before you go buying another big piece, just test it out with the thread. So I'm just impatient, and I'm just like, yep, this is the one, let's get it, let's go. But you're right, I need to test it out first. So I will be doing that, and I will show it to you when I get a chance to do that. So thank you for reminding me that it's good to be patient. All right, let's jump into the stitching. I have 2 finishes for you this week. 2. One is quite small. Well, they're both pretty small, but I am on a roll this year, or this month. So first up, this is called Downdraft, and I know several of you have already stitched this. This is for our magazine monthly challenge. We're a Facebook group that we're challenging ourselves to stitch out of the magazines so that they don't just sit on our shelves collecting dust. So the theme for this month was spooky stitches, and then the acrostic for October is ghost, Ghost. My goal for this month on this one was to start and finish. I did this in one evening. This one took me about 3 hours total, including the beads. And I did have to frog. I think I messed up on one of the swirls somewhere, and I didn't fix it because they're just swirls, so it doesn't really matter to me. And you can't tell. I mean, it's just the swirls. So that's done. I think I'm going to get a frame. This is from Just Cross Stitch 2020, the Halloween edition. I stitched it on the called for, which is a 28 count country French latte. Oops, there you go. And in the magazine, they have it framed with a really thick brown frame, and I love the look of it, but they don't tell you where they got the frame. I've looked on Etsy, and I just need to make sure that it's going to fit. I have some frames that are wide frame, none that look exactly like what's in the picture, but I do like it. So I think I'll find a frame and put it in a frame, and it will just sit on like my buffet or on a side table or something. I think it's really sweet. I love the beads in it. So this one was really quick and easy. I did it in an evening. It was fun. And yeah, that's a finish. If I was more in the ball and like had a bunch of frames and stuff, I could even have these framed for this Halloween. And I still will order them, but I think Halloween will be over by the time I get around to it. The second finish I have done is also for the Magazine Monthly Challenge. It was this piece. This is a black and white copy. It was Happy Halloween. And again, this is out of the 2020 Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine. My goal on this one was a total of 6 hours for 2 letters. It was, I can't remember which letters. O for the orange linen that it calls for in Ghost, and S for because it's by Stitchy Fish Designs. That's right. So my goal was 3 hours for each letter. Well, I finished it. I did not finish it in 6 hours, so it took me longer. But here it is. Isn't that cute? I think it's really cute. Now, this is on the called for linen. This is 32 count pumpkin. And it's called for floss. You can use 310 DMC. I used Weeks Dye Works mascara, which is the called for. It says you only need 1 skein. You need 2. The instructions say stitch 2 over 2, which is what I stitch anyway. So often if it says stitch with one strand, I will run out anyway because I like stitching 2 over 2. Like all my Hawk Run Hollows, they're supposed to be stitched on 40 count over 2, but with 1 floss. I'm stitching mine on 32 count. I just really like the look and the feel of stitching 2 over 2 on 32. So, I mean, I got through all of Halloween and maybe the first HAP of Happy before I ran out of floss. So I still had to do the spider webbing, the rest of Happy, and the bat. So I did not have enough. You'll want to pick up 2 if you're going to do this piece. These cobwebs, they look really neat, but they were total pain. Apparently, spider webs are really not easy to do. I haven't ironed this yet either, but so that was a challenge. What I figured out, what worked for me was I got really flustered when I was trying to read exactly the pattern, and I did somewhat, but I used it more as a guide. And what helped me was looking ahead. So instead of looking right at the actual piece I was stitching, I was looking for where my needle needed to aim to look like the spider web in the pattern, if that makes sense. So instead of kind of counting out every single square and whatnot to get the right dimension, I was just looking ahead to see what is it supposed to look like? Where does this thread need to go to? So hopefully that helps. The pattern does call for Weeks Dye Works Louisiana hot sauce, which is a red, which I didn't buy because it's just for the eyes on the bat and the eyes on the spiders. And I was just going to use any old red that I have here. And then I decided that I don't even want to put the red in there. So the bat is supposed to have eyes, but I thought he looked fine without it. And the spiders are supposed to have eyes, red eyes, but I thought it looked cute just like this. And it's not super spooky. And again, I think I'm just going to get a frame for this and frame it and set it again on my buffet. So that is Happy Halloween from the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch. So those are my 2 finishes this week. And don't forget, you need two of those, what are they called? 2 flosses. There you go. So that one took me about 11 hours. So my goal was 6 hours, which I did, but I was so close to finishing. So I said, one more evening, I'll get it done in a couple more hours. Well, it took me 5 more hours because of that spider web. I way underestimated how long that spider web, and I had to frog a bunch of the bat because I miscounted and didn't realize that I miscounted until I was nearly done with it. So it did take a little bit longer, but it took me about 11 hours. Okay, so whips. I have my Temperature Tree by Stitching Mommy that I'm working on. And as you know, this is where each branch represents a month of the year and each leaf represents a day of that month. And I'm stitching the highs, the high temperature for that day for Portland, Oregon. And this is where I'm at. So this is the October branch. The branch is all done, and it is definitely fall, which I love so much. You can see there are a couple, warm days here and here, and then you can just see that it's fall. And what I love about this, and I'm really excited to have this done so that we can look at it. I could take it out like few snaps. But to look at it completed, because you can see over here, this is like the January, February, March. And you see all those blues and greens. And then how we slowly get into the warmer colors. And now we're going back to fall where we're in the oranges and yellows. And then maybe we'll end the year looking more like the beginning of the year. I just think it's a really neat design. And we are getting close to the end here. So I only work on this on Sundays, and it doesn't take long to get caught up. It takes me about half an hour maybe to do the week's temperatures. It takes me a little longer if I have to do the branch, but I only do the branch at the beginning of each month. So there we are. So we only have 2.5 months left. I think when this is done, what I want to do with it is I want to make it into a tote bag maybe. I thought that would be really neat. So this is stitched on 32 count light blue Lugana. Okay. Next up, I worked on Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. So this is one of my Whip Go pieces for this month, and my Whip Go goal is 10 hours on each piece that's called. So this is the first Whip Go piece I'm going to work on this month, Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. I am right up here in this kind of border, top border. And of course I forgot to take a start picture where I started, but I will show you. Oh, everything's falling down. This is where I'm at right now. You can see there's a little leaf over here. So when I started this, I just started this last night. No, 2 evenings ago. This is a mania start. And in May, I had already done the leaf, the corn cob, this bird, and I got from the bottom maybe to about here on the orange pumpkin. So the past 2 evenings, I finished up this orange pumpkin, did this crow. This is a spider. He does not have eyes. I just need to do the legs. It's all back stitching legs and his little web, which I'm not going to do till the very end. So I did that, and then last night I did this pumpkin. And to meet my 10-hour goal, I have about 2 hours left to do on this. So I will be doing, and I think instead of just stopping after 2 hours, I'll probably just stitch as much on it tonight as I can, maybe get another 3 hours in or so. Just depends on how I feel. So that will be this one. On the pattern here, you'll see, do you see all the vines coming out of the pumpkin stems? I don't think I'm going to do those. I think it looks just fine without them. And I kind of like the cleaner look of them. So it will just look like that. So let me know what you think. But I don't think it necessarily needs it. So there's another pumpkin here. And then there's the reverse image of a corn cob and the bird and the leaf over on this side. This corn cob is a lot more work than it looks because I think there's like 1, 2, 3 or 4 colors in there. So it's a lot of counting. At least it's a small piece, but I really like the effect of it. So I will do, just kind of get into plants, but I will spend this evening working on this as well and see where we get. And that will wrap up this WhipGo piece for this month. This is still on my WhipGo board because each of my pieces are on my WhipGo board twice. So this will come out again this year for another 10-hour rotation, which this year would be November or December. It'll come out for another 10-hour rotation. So hopefully by the end of this year, I can complete this top border. That's kind of a goal of mine because I have really lofty goals for next year, you guys. And I'll go over it again kind of at my end of year wrap up. But I'd like to have the top border and 4 squares done on this piece by the end of next year. Which doesn't sound like much, which if this is all I was working on, yeah, absolutely. But we know that's not true. This is stitched on a 32 count vanilla latte by Bestitch Me. And that's what I'm doing all of my Hawk Run Hollows on. So I really like this. It's such a perfect time. I mean, I know it's such a perfect time of year, right, to work on this. This also in our magazine monthly challenge. This weekend we are doing a kind of a pop-up event, we're calling it, and it's a Oh My Gourd. So it's stitch on a gourd or a pumpkin for either 10 hours or 1,000 stitches between Friday, which is yesterday, and midnight Sunday, and you can be entered to win a prize. So, I mean, obviously I'm not eligible to win, but this counts for that as well, even though it's not a magazine. We said it can be on anything. And my grime guard, of course, is from Garon, and I have the matching project bag because that's what I do. All right, so that is Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. Now, I have a little bit of haul to share with you. I got this, I get on these D-stash pages. So I picked up this piece of linen. This is a 28 count Lugana by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and this is in Winter Solstice. Isn't that gorgeous? It's an 18 by 26 size inches. I have no plans for this, but I just love the dark blue. This reminds me a bit of the piece I'm stitching my Royal Holiday on, which is kind of this dark blue. But I just thought it'd be a good one for my stash. So I bought it, and I bought it. My Color and Cotton threads of the month have come in. Oops, this is September's colors. They finally came in. So this is Rose Gold. Isn't that pretty? It's like a pinky yellow. This is Old Moss. It's a really pretty, mossy green. This is Russet, and it's a really pretty, really light, kind of purpley, pinky. It's kind of washed out a bit in the camera, but this is Barnwood. It's a really pretty, pretty, pretty purple. And this is Old Brick. This is kind of more pinky than red. I know I've talked in the past about maybe canceling this just only because I end up using the called for a lot anyway. What I've decided is my friend Andrea, because I blame other people and don't take responsibility for my own actions, sent me a link to sign up for another Fabric of the Month club, and I didn't even read it closely. I just signed up. It's the one where you do the baker's dozen. I can't remember the name of it. So I signed up for that. I think that starts next year. So what I think I'll do is I'll finish up this year with Color and Cotton. I think that will mean I've done it for most of this year. And I get the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month too, and I will continue to do that one. But for the threads, I think I'll finish up this year, so I'll wait 2 more months. October's still on its way. I'll do November, December, and then I'll cancel it, and then I'll have 2 Fabric of the Months club to up my fabric stash. So I got that. And then I placed an order with my LNS, Acorns and Threads. So this week they had their fall open house, which they usually do in person, but they did it all virtually this year. I haven't really gone in person. Even though it's right in town here, it is kind of difficult for me to get to since I don't have a car and it's on the other side of town. It takes an hour on public transit for me to get there. So it's not something I can just hop in my car and go do. Although when I move and I get a car, I will be able to do that. But you can also call in orders. And today's the last day, so they will probably be closed by the time you see this, and so the open house will be over. But let me show you. So I bought this. This is a Belfast linen 32 count natural with silver. Do you see the silver glitter? And it's a big piece. And you know what's going to go on this? Glitter houses. I've had glitter houses for a couple of years now, and I have not started them. And I even actually came this close to selling them, thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do them. And then I recently saw somebody who finished it, and I've seen other people working on them, and I was just like, oh, no, it just doesn't really call to me. And then I saw somebody who finished it, and I don't know what it was about her piece. She said she used all the called for. I said, what was your fabric? She said, it's just the called for. And it's just gorgeous how she did it. So now I want to do it. So it's by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's a series. I think there's 9 of them, 9 or 12. I can't remember now. Here's the stupid thing. I have all of the charts and I have all of the fancy floss, and I think even most of the DMC. I only did the fancy floss for the houses, so kind of the key pieces that I'd want to show the variegation, and then the rest I just used for DMC. And I could talk about that more, but Robin of Bird's Eye Stitchers and I are going to start this January 1. New year, new start. This is going to be our new year, new start. I am not going to commit to doing a chart every month or anything like that right now because I have so many other pieces that are like that. So, but we're going to start this in the new year. I'll figure out what my goal will be later once I get through this year. So if you want to join us, I'm sure the charts are still available, or if you have them in your stash, or if you've already started it, you can join us. But isn't that beautiful? So I got that fabric. That's what I wanted to get. They sent me this free skein of DMC. I haven't even looked at the color yet. Whoops. They put this cute little free note. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's see what color it is. It is 444. Oh, yes. I think it was this one, she accidentally bought like 11 boxes of 444 instead of 1. So any order that you place this week, she's going to give you a free skein of 444 just to try to get rid of it. So that's sweet, and I will put that in my stash. I also they have this coupon book, and this is my first year doing the coupon book. This book was $12, and each month, let me just make sure there's not like a code. Yeah, you have to return, I think it's okay to show this. Yeah, because you have to give them the actual coupon. But so this is a coupon book where each month they have a certain discount for you, and you have to return the coupon. So 20% off your entire purchase for January. February, 20% off any threads. March, 20% off any fabrics. And then I think it just repeats. Oh, and then you have a mystery discount. You draw a poker chip, 20 to 40% off. And then you start over with 20% off your entire purchase. And it goes through like that. Like I said, this book, they do sell out every year. So if you want this, you should call them up and they will ship it to you. Or stop by if you're local. This is $12. And so, I mean, this is pretty smart because I'm going to want to take advantage of these sale prices. So I'm going to find something to buy every month. Hopefully. So that is the coupon book. And then they also sent a 20% off on any in-stock merchandise, excluding special orders, items on hold, lamps, all that, from December 15th to December 31. So again, you have to return this actual piece of paper when you do that purchase. So that's what I got from Acorns and Threads. So that's fun. I'm excited to have... I had bought, when I first bought the glitter houses, I did buy a piece of the fabric thinking I wanted the houses all in a row. And that was like 2 years ago. And I still have that fabric. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It might actually make good ornaments because it's thin and long. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's narrow and long. So that might be good for ornaments or something like that. Because now I realize I want it to be 3x3 because I like that look a lot. So that's my haul. I do have some more haul from the D-Stash pages coming. It hasn't arrived yet. What else? Do I have anything outstanding? I don't think there's anything else outstanding. I'm still waiting on the black linen from Acorns to come in for a Halloween piece I want to start at the end of this month. We'll see if it gets here. I only said I was going to work on it for 3 hours this month. And so if I don't get to, I don't get to. I'm not going to be that worried about it. It'll come in when it does. I'm not in any rush. This month is so busy with other stitching projects that I'm not going to worry if I don't get that one letter on my acrostic. Okay, let's move to giveaways. So, last week, first up, we gave away some breakfast. So, this is the breakfast kit. This Cheryl Lee sent this to me to give away, so that's very generous of her. I think this is such a cute kit. And the winner of this is Kimber Morrow. So, Kimber, I do need your email or your mailing address. So if you can email me at czookstitch@gmail.com. It's always in the description box below as well. If you can email me your address, I will get this sent out. And the winners from last week, Dee and Sherry, I haven't sent yours out yet. But I think by tomorrow, I should get everything prepared for the mail. So Kimber, I need your address. Okay. Next up, we had Frank. This cute little Sam Sarah piece. And the winner of this is AMG. AMG. That's your YouTube name. I'm not sure what your actual name is. But if you want to email me your address, I can get that shipped out to you. Then we were re-giving this one away, the Cricut Collection. This is Plymouth Fellows. And the winner of this is Monica Boudreau. Sorry, Monica. So, Monica, I have your address, so I will get this in the mail to you. Sorry about mispronouncing your last name. And then we have this Just Nan Ornamental Advent, which a lot of you liked. And it does come with the beads. And the winner of this is Karen Monich. So, Karen, I do need your address. Isn't that cute? So email me. So that's the giveaways from last week. And then this week I'm going to give away two. First up is this kit. So this comes as a free kit in my World of Cross Stitching magazine. This is a birthday gift tag, so you can make them into cards. The kit comes with everything you need. So it comes with the 14 count Aida, 8 of the gift cards, 25 lengths of thread. It comes with the satin ribbon here to finish up. So it's a whole kit, everything you need. And they're all birthday greetings. I guess they don't have to be. Like for you could be for anything, right? Party time. If you'd like an opportunity to win this, say something about birthday. Okay. And then we'll give away this Christmas piece. Chart, I mean. We got the horse pattern, the French horn, and the top. This is by the Little Stitcher from 2017. And we will give this away, and this is called Vintage Christmas Toys Little Ornaments. And if you'd like an opportunity to win this, say something about vintage. And if you can tie in vintage and birthday into one sentence, that would be awesome. You don't have to, though. You can just say, I want to stitch vintage. So we'll give that away next week. Okay. So that's the giveaways, and you know all the rules, so I don't need to go over that. Plans. I'll work on my temperature tree on Sunday. Tonight I will be doing kind of my last stitching session on Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow, like I showed you. And then my next goal for this week, I'm aiming for another finish, you guys. I'm going to try to finish Holly Angel. This is one that I want to give as a Christmas gift this year. This is by Lisa Leanne Designs. This is from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2018 issue. And I started this in Jolly July. And I worked on it about 4 hours last month. And just as a reminder, I'm stitching this on 14 count light blue Ada. And this is where she is. So I still have, there's another tree over here I need to do. I need to put it in her wings. The empty space in here is all fuzzy stuff. And a couple of you sent me a close-up of her eyes, so I will be able to finish her eyes without too much trouble now. So thank you so much. And I think that's, and then there's some, there's like some beads that go up here in Krynic and whatnot to fill in. But my goal is to finish that this week. We'll see how far we can get. But I would like it done this month if possible. I'm not going to worry too much about it because I still have November, even though I have a couple other ornaments that I would like to finish this year. They go fast if I can just put the time in. And next month, I don't have to work on Harbor Haven. So I'm going to try to finish that one. I think. We'll see. I might just save it for November. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. Look how flexible I'm being. Flexibility is not exactly my strong suit, you guys. I'm a planner. I like to plan. The other piece that I'm going to work on this week, this is in my beautiful Garon bag. This is my other Whipco draw for this month, which is Spring Quakers by Rosewood Manor. So I want to get another 10 hours in on this. This I think this is the second time it's been called, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my progress. Yes, this will be the second time this has been called this year. So then it will go away for the rest of this year. But my goal on this one is to finish it by next year. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to see how this plays out, but I'm going to try to give it 10 hours of attention each month until it's done, starting next year. And just so you can see, this is where I'm at. So when I started the last 10-hour rotation, I finished up this. This was mostly done. I just had a little bit more to do. I got the word freesia in there. I got this motif and this motif done, and then this one started. So, and this is on the called for. It's a 28 count. Oh, I don't know. I don't have it written down. I'll tell you next time, though. Is that pretty? And then it's stitched in the Valdani threads. Ignore this. This is DMC. This is what I'm doing the words in the 318 DMC just so, because they said that you would almost run out of that color. You would use up all of it, and sometimes I have to frog. So I don't want to leave anything to chance. So I thought, well, DMC, that works just fine, and then I'll save the Valdani for the actual motifs. So I will work on that as well. I'll give that 10 hours. And I think that's everything. That's everything I have for you. I hope you are all doing well and staying safe. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope spring is bringing you fresh life and goodness. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope the fall. I love fall so much. I feel so cozy. Haven't turned on my heat yet, but I've come close. I have an electric fireplace, and I can't find the remote to it. It still works. You just have to walk all the way over to it to turn it on. But I've turned that on the past couple of days because it is getting chilly in my house. Yeah, I know I put the remote. It's somewhere. I probably threw it in a box or something when I was packing up the house in July. So anyway, it'll turn up when it turns up. But anyway, I hope you're well. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.